new exhibit, brain games. Justin, what exactly are brain games?
Well, Eric, brain games are mostly board games that stimulate the brain.
The Liberty Science Center exhibit has checkers, chess, and a really cool way to throw a ball.
This spinning room is the best. You have to figure out which angle to throw the ball to your partner as the room spins faster and faster. Now if I could just stay off this floor, maybe I can get this to work. Make sure you don't eat before going in. Ugh.
What you do is throw a ball to your partner across the room, and it gives you the impression that the ball is actually bending, and it's showing the forces of aerodynamics.
Hopscotch. Now this is one of my favorites. This simple game helps you develop good hand-eye coordination and practice thinking skills. I never knew science could be so much fun.
This is not just an ordinary frisbee throw. Oh no. We're learning about aerodynamics at the same time. It looks like Tara figured out the right angle and speed to throw her frisbee. She got it through the ring. Oh well, back to the drawing board.
Who says chess is not exciting? When you can play on this giant chess set, you can get a different view of this game. Chess also allows you to practice strategic thinking. You see, it really works. I won.
Well, with games like checkers and chess, you would learn strategy, you would learn logical thinking. With games like pool, you would learn geometry because of the angle trajectory.
Ever wonder how pool sharks make all those trick shots? Well, we learned that all it takes is geometry and physics to figure out the angles here. Now, if I could just figure out how to hit the darn ball.
Justin, I know this is your favorite. Origamis in ancient Japanese art paper folding. By folding the paper in different angles to create figures, we learn about geometry. Now that's a hot-looking dog, Justin. Brain Games exhibit will be at the Liberty Science Center until January 4th. Have your parents take you there.
Here, Tara. I think they all should get in that room and try to toss the ball before they laugh it up.
We'll be sure not to laugh. That looks like a lot of fun, though. Maggie, you spent time with the bird expert?
That is exactly right, Rachel. We talked with Chris from Ocean Gallery Pet Store. Pay careful attention, Eric and Rachel. There will be a quiz after this story. The first thing you should think about is where a bird will live. Depending on the size of the bird, you will need a cage to fit your new pet.
This here is called a Taj Mahal cage. It's shaped in the Taj Mahal. This would be good for anywhere from a parakeet on up to a conure.
Birds don't mind being alone during the day. In fact, they will get along better with you if they are alone.
Most birds are fine on themselves, by themselves. They would do okay with another bird in the cage. If you would have another bird in the cage, they would bond to each other, and they wouldn't be friendly to their owners. So sometimes a lot of people don't want to get two birds.
Seeds are the main food that birds eat, but they also like vegetables and fruit.
That's very good for them, like broccoli, carrots, apples, stuff like that. You got to be sure also to take them out of the cage. So if you put it in the morning, take it out before you go to bed, because that will also fill up with bacteria, which is bad for the bird.
Birds can live a long time. Some may even outlive their owners. Birds become very attached to their owners, especially if you get them when they're very young.
It's better if you get a hand-fed baby, then, which is they're taken away from their mother at a young age, and a human does the feedings for the bird with a syringe with the baby formula. So they're used to the humans and are handled a lot. So usually if you get a hand-fed bird, it's very friendly to all humans.
Mirrors are not a good idea to have in a cage, and Chris explains why.
A lot of people think they are, but mirrors, a lot of birds will see their reflection in the mirror and they'll whistle to themselves and stuff, which is neat, but also when you have that mirror in there, they see their reflection and they see that as another bird. as if there was two birds in the cage, and they'll bond to the reflection, and they'll be nasty to you.
So, did you guys pay attention? Well, what other food besides bird food can you feed a bird that is a house pet?
I don't know, fried chicken?
Fish food?
You guys aren't paying attention. The answer is fruits and vegetables. Oh well, Eric, back to you anyway.
No fair. We had important business to discuss during the story. Like what's up next after the break.
Eric, when we come back, we'll be watching your story on the Northlands Museum.
Oh, that's right. You don't want to miss this one, so don't go away.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids. Backseat, baby. The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out. Backseat, baby. Put that booties in the backseat now. Backseat, baby. Airbags and kids should never be out. Here to remind you to put them behind you. Backseat, baby. Wow! Look at here. Backseat, baby. You stay alive even when I drive.
Welcome back. Now, Eric and Richie, what's this amazing museum all about?
Well, Rachel, it was an amazing museum with trains and mini villages. But that doesn't describe it, does it, Eric?
That's right, Ruchi. There are no words to describe it. This museum was started 4 years ago, and a lot of work went into it. Take a look at not just the trains, but the amazing construction around them.
Anyone who builds model train layouts for personal enjoyment can appreciate the time and effort it took to make Northlands. Why did Mr. Zaganino make it?
Another very, very large system over a period of 20 years. That was my practice. When I knew that I had the talent to do this, to design and build this, I said, well, I got to give it to the world and open it up year-round. And it's literally my gift to the world.
Mr. Zaganino has added some humor to different sections of Northlands. Grandma's Pit is how Grandma keeps her home sweet home when a quarry moves in.
Well, that's a quarry, and that was once a flat piece of land, and the story goes, it's all fictitious, of course. The quarry company bought the land. Everybody sold except Grandma, so they dug around her, and she's on this big, tall column of rock, and all around here is this big quarry. There's a lot of humor and jest in here.
There's also a ghost town with 4 residents who are close relatives of Casper. A sign asks you to find them, but do you really want to?
Dinosaurs aren't extinct, at least one isn't. It's standing in a town in one section of the tour. Mr. Zaganino doesn't know who left it there, though, but it's now part of the tour.
That's one of the few things I didn't put on the railroad. One day that thing sort of disappeared. It's not to scale. It's a tiny dinosaur versus a building. And somebody just sort of put it there, and I said, you know, why not? We'll just leave it right there. Mining area where the trains start at the top and they go down in concentric circles all the way to the bottom about 13, 14 times, and then leave down there. And that's what open pit mining, that's the kind of thing that they do for that. Well, the grand finale, for those who come in the future, is a series right before the end of the show where we run only 7 trains in a given area. But with a series of about 40 mirrors, we make it look like there's about 200 to 300 trains running. And the scene goes very deep back in, but it's really only about 8 feet deep.
Northlands is not just trains. There's a 2,000-pipe theater organ which can be heard throughout most of the tour. It sounds like the Phantom of the Opera has taken up residence in the building.
The organ, we have live entertainment 7 days a week. 5 different professionals play on it. And my interest, I'm a concert organist, and my interest is in organs, and I thought that would be a nice add-on to what we have going here. But it's one of the largest in the world. The organ itself is larger than Radio City's. They have 4 manuals, we have 5 manuals. And it's pretty big.
For doll lovers, there is the La Peep dollhouse. Wow, imagine having a 94-room house. There's also a doll museum with 200 dolls. It has everything from Alice in Wonderland to Barbie.
We have 2 new wings we hope to be putting on that'll be much grander than what we have now and very different. And there will be the Himalayas and the Rockies and the Swiss Alps in those new wings.
Northlands will be growing both inside and outside. So if you see it now, come back after the changes are made. Don't forget to stop in at the gift shop. Who knows who you may run into when you go to Northlands.
I think everybody should take a look at this place.
If you want to go, you can call Northlands at 782-4022. Make sure to look for the dinosaur and the ghost. Rachel, have you been to Northlands yet?
Not yet, but it's definitely going on my list of places to visit.
It really should, because it is unbelievable. Don't you think?
It looked okay, but it wasn't as fun as the place where Ryan and I went to.
How true, Rachel. We had an incredible time at Extremes. What an awesome place.
Do the terms ollie, grind, slap shot, nose slide, or soul grind ring a bell? If not, you're not tuned into what's becoming a new craze among many kids and teens in New Jersey.
Here in Bridgewater, you can find many kids sliding, jumping, and shooting their days away inline skating, skateboarding, or taking part in an inline hockey league.
It's fun, and it's all about me. It's whatever I can do. It's not a team sport. Now that they have it as a professional sport, lots of kids are kind of going into it, and they just think it's fun to just do.
Some weird names have been given to the skate moves, like the ollie, which was named after its inventor. What is an ollie?
It's when you press back on the back of your board, and then you press on the front of it, and you kind of go like that, and you lift in the air. What I'm going to do is almost like basic rollerblade aggressive skating move. This is called the soul grind.
Besides inline skating or skateboarding, Extremes has a new upcoming sport called inline hockey. Much like ice hockey, it uses rollerblades on a non-ice rink.
Since the last 5 years, the sport's growing tremendously. Now there's rinks all over New Jersey, and a lot are opening up, so it should be great in the years to come.
Both boys and girls flock to the inline skating hockey leagues at Extremes.
The appeal, it's definitely the competition and the fun. You know, it's just fun. They get to play with their friends and really have, you know, a lot of competition amongst themselves, and it's more or less a sport that they really enjoy.
Professional inline hockey has been gaining in popularity with the addition of the New Jersey Rock and Rollers, who have a connection with the teams at Extremes.
They play under USA Hockey Inline, which is a national hockey club.
We've had the New Jersey team come in and give some lessons and some clinics. The New Jersey Rock and Rollers, they're the professional team from New Jersey. They've been here and they've done clinics and camps, and it was a lot of fun for the kids.
Well, now that we've learned about skating, it's our own turn to give it a try.
Well, Ryan, I guess I'm learning the sport from the ground up. Ouch, is my bottom sore.
So, Lord of mercy. I want you put your arms around me, babe. Put your arms around me, babe. I just wanna fly. Where you want, where you try, where you want. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby.
While the leagues and skate park provide lots of fun for the skaters, Extremes offers additional ways to have
a radical time, dude.
Oh, we have birthday parties with party hostesses and skating. We do group trips. We have a real exciting street park with ramps and rails and boxes. I know you were over there before, checking it out. We have a pro shop. We have a DJ. We do floor rentals. People could come in and rent the facility for private parties. All kinds of things.
If you want to go to Extremes, it's located in Building 3E, Chimney Rock Road in Bridgewater, or you can call them at 560-0005.
You were pretty funny on those blades. And that brings us to the close of another show. For Kids Corner News, I'm Eric Ransom.
And I'm Rachel Hiplaris. We'll see you next time.
I'm Ryan. For this show, we decided to leave the studio and venture out into the wild. Today, our guest is Gene Stamey from the